Bart stole Abe's dentures while he was sleeping. He popped them into his own mouth to scare Lisa and Maggie. He then used the dentures to hang himself from a ceiling fan. Wearing the dentures, Bart bit down on a CD and smashed it, but when he tried to crush a second one, the dentures flew out of his mouth and got chipped in the process. By this time, Homer and Marge were almost home. Bart hurried to the drawer, grabbed some tools, and glued the dentures back together. He managed to return them to Abe at the very last second. Abe told Homer and Marge about Bart's mischief, but Homer simply didn't believe it. He had long grown tired of Abe's stories. Marge, however, disagreed. She believed that bad behavior deserved punishment. So Homer punished Bart by having Abe break one of his teeth in return.
Oh, this is gonna be sweet.
No.
Oh.
While Marge punished him by sending him to bed without dinner. Bart was convinced they would regret it within 5 minutes, but to his surprise, they meant it this time. Starving, Bart rummaged through the closet looking for food, and even mistook Santa's little helper for a pizza. Bart was genuinely remorseful and vowed to behave himself from then on, but before the words were even out of his mouth, Homer quietly sneaked him a slice of pizza.
Just promise me you'll try to be good.
I promise.
Attaboy.
Sucker.
Bart, of course, hadn't changed one bit. He stuffed a doll into the microwave, ignored Homer's request to take out the trash, and smeared mustard all over the house. Homer kept catching Bart in the act and punished him every time. Yet at the critical moment, he always forgot what he had been meaning to do. This time, Bart pulled up the carpet right in front of Homer, and had Marge not noticed, Homer would have let it go entirely. Even so, his punishment amounted to nothing more than sending Bart to his room. Marge pressed Homer to take a harder line, and he promised that the next time Bart caused trouble, he would dish out a real punishment without hesitation. The day the Tom and Jerry movie premiered had finally arrived. Bart had bought his ticket well in advance, but when Homer asked him to keep an eye on Maggie, he failed to do so. Maggie had gotten behind the wheel of Homer's car and was driving down the road on her own. She even crossed paths with Marge and a police officer along the way, before accidentally driving the car straight into the prison, causing every inmate to escape. When Homer found out, he declared he would hand down the harshest punishment he had ever given Bart.
Bart, you can't go to see that itchy and scratchy movie ever.
Bart knew he was in the wrong and begged Homer to let him go see the movie, but Homer stood firm this time. The residents of Springfield lined up at the cinema, the queue stretching all the way to the Simpsons' front door, while Bart could only stare out the window, powerless to do anything. When Lisa came home after watching the film, she declared it was the greatest movie she had ever seen in her life. With nothing else to do, Bart buried himself in books, even as his classmates had already seen the Tom and Jerry movie more than a dozen times. Lisa and Marge came to plead on Bart's behalf. 2 months had passed, and it was time to forgive him, but Homer held his ground, reasoning that if he stayed the course, Bart might just grow up to become a Supreme Court justice one day. Left with no other option, Bart slipped off to the cinema to buy a ticket, only to find that the clerk had promised Homer he wouldn't sell one to Bart. To make matters worse, the Tom and Jerry movie was showing for the very last time that day. Homer had won.
No, son, we both won. You don't know it now, but I've started you on the road to somewhere very special.
40 years passed. Bart grew up to become a Supreme Court justice. Homer finally decided the lesson had been learned, and at long last gave Bart his blessing to watch the Tom and Jerry movie.
I'll get it, son.
That'll be $650.
Oh.